quickly, could you give us your thoughts, general, of the game, and then we'll open up for questions from the statewide media.
Well, I would say certainly starting off as a nervous wreck, trying to figure out how we're going to match up. Certainly Shea is an outstanding player, and what can we do to try to limit her damage, to us. And I guess knowing kind of the first time jitters that teams might have, how would we react to being down here for the very first time in program history to their experience as a program? Maybe not their coach, but I was well aware that a lot of those kids played a couple of years ago against Cuba City, so I was thinking that they would probably settle into their game a little bit sooner than we would, and fortunately for us, it was the other way around.
Okay, thank you. Let's open it up for some questions. First one here in the back.
Coach, what was the biggest spark, do you think, in that? I think it was like a 9-0 run kind of late in the first half that really propelled you forward, and then you really took that on in the second half.
They came down and saw us play against Cuba City, and Clara had a great game that night, and Jessica certainly does a ton of things in the paint, and it seemed like they were really trying to limit any kind of a touch that we got in the post. So being able to go inside out, Clara scoring off of some penetration, she shoots a beautiful left-handed floater, and then Staver hitting a couple of threes, just kind of really opened things up for us, and every time we hit a shot, it was just another confidence builder for the next shot to go in.
For both girls down here for the first time, obviously, can you talk a little bit about it? Exciting, jitters at first, what were the feelings overall?
It was definitely a little nerve-wracking, but I mean, once we got out on the court, we knew exactly what we had to do. This has been a goal of ours since day one, and we just knew what we had to do, so we did it.
Yeah, I would say before the game, we were all pretty nervous, but once we got out on the floor, we calmed ourselves down and we just played pointer basketball.
Go ahead.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the impact of rebounding? 18 offensive rebounds that had a huge impact on the game.
Well, I think, Mackenzie Schmitz and Destiny Cruiser certainly would be undersized to match up with some of the 6-footers and 5'10s, but they certainly play a lot bigger, and they use good positioning. They're very physical and not afraid of contact under the paint, and getting those second chance opportunities. And a lot of times, Jessica got that second shot opportunity, and it was offensive points off of that. So obviously that second opportunity or a third opportunity and just keeping the ball out of their hands was huge for us.
Coach, they wanted to shut down Jessica, and they did in the first half, but you had so much balance. Just talk about, you had 5 girls with 8 points or more. Just tough to stop as a team like that. Yeah,
that's kind of been how things have played out for us, especially the last 3 games. And we played Cuba City in the sectional semifinal, and Destiny Cruiser and Cassie Boster were actually our leading scorers. And then we come into the sectional final against Heights, and Mackenzie Schmitz had a pretty nice day there coming off the bench. We didn't get a whole lot of contribution points-wise from some of the other girls, but they did so many great things defensively in that game that the kids realize they're going to try to take away Claire and Jess a lot of times, and if I'm left open, it's shots they hit in practice, and you just got to shoot with confidence, and fortunately they were going in for us.
Back here.
Jessica, you had 4 points in the first half, but 2 big assists. You fed Sydney on 3-point shots, and could you see a kind of maybe a gleam in her eye that she was ready to knock those down? And how good did you feel about passing back out in the inside-out game?
I mean, the inside-out we work on it all the time. That's one of our biggest assets as a team, and it's just even better when the outside girls can hit the shot. I mean, I love passing it back out to them when they're hot. I mean, it's an assist for me, so it's great.
Mitch, you said you were nervous. Didn't any of your experience in state tournament games come back to help you, though?
Well, I tried to pass on as much of that experience as I could, but it was funny this morning. I said to my wife, I'm the guy that's been here 5 times, and I'm going to be the most nervous one, on the whole ride up here. These guys just attack the floor, and they just love to play, and it's really fun. It's been fun coaching them. And it's fun to watch them play at times because they really do some wonderful things on the floor. So
I needed the game to get started. It's the wait time that's the worst for me. So once the game got started, then the nerves were done for me, and it was all about coaching.
Claire, for you off the start, you had, I think, the first 7 for the team. What was working so well for you in the early going?
I know I had to attack the rim as much as I could, and if I could dump it down to Jess, I would, but they never came and stopped me, so I had to finish hard at the rim.
For each of the players, every win you guys get now is school history. What's that like for you?
I mean, being the first team to do anything in school history is pretty amazing, and I mean, we do it as a team, which is even better.
It's an amazing feeling. We play as a team, work as a team, and it's all hard work from here.
Well, Coach, this is going to mark 3 years in a row a SWAL team is playing for a state championship. What do you think that says about some of the basketball there in Southwest Wisconsin?
Well, I think, it talks about just the caliber, almost if you can survive out of there, you know how to play, you're kind of battle tested. We had heard some things about Regis wanting to be a little bit more physical, and they were here before and thought the teams that they were playing were just more physical than they were, and we have to survive that. When you play at Cuba City 3 times, or some of the other teams in our conference, we play some pretty tough non-conference teams. Barnevelt's playing tomorrow morning, and that was one of our non-conference opponents. So we don't really shy away from that, but I think when you survive that and get to a place like this, it shows that you're ready for it, and I think it says a lot about basketball down that corner of the state that we can put some pretty good things together.
Any other questions? I see none. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you
We'll
very
see you on
much.
Saturday.